that's one of the first things that help guys feel like, I'm building a family culture. I'm leading this family. Like, it feels good, dude. It feels good. Like, you feel powerful. Here we go. Men needing to feel powerful. Heck yeah, we do. I'm not sorry. Not sorry. Feels good to feel powerful. Welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I'm your host, I'm your coach, John Michael Clark. On this show, we help Christian husbands grow in family leadership and sex and marriage. So if you believe that Jesus is king, and you want to lead your family with strength and love, and you want frequency and freedom in your sex life, then you're in the right place. We're going to help you build an incredible family culture where God is glorified and your family is blessed by your strong, loving leadership.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I am your co-host, Chris Farrell. The show is designed to help you become the greatest man your wife and your kids have ever known. Mr. John Michael Clark, where are we taking the brothers today?
Man, we're going to encourage guys, and we're going to answer the question, why do some guys crush it at work or just crush it in other facets of life, but then at home we can be adrift and we can struggle? So we're going to answer that, we're going to clarify that, and we're going to give them a path forward.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Okay, so JM, I mean, look, man, the Family Captain was your idea. You lead the team of excellent coaches. By all accounts, wouldn't you agree? Like, you're a pretty elite dude.
My wife and my sons would say so.
All right.
Uh,
Hey, that's
They
good.
would say so, and that's good. I'm the greatest man that my wife and kids have ever known. So, in that sense, mission accomplished. But then if you're asking me, do you think you're an elite dude? No, I do not. But depends on who you're asking. Yes. Have I been faithful? I have sought to be faithful, and I think I've done that pretty well, and I'm gonna continue to keep being faithful. But do I actually think I'm an elite dude? I don't, but I hope to be someday.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to test your perfection meter here, JM.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't watch shorts a whole lot. Actually, this year I have not watched any shorts. I've not scrolled shorts, right?
Okay.
And I'm purposely doing that.
What a man
But
of discipline.
exactly. Every once in a while, my wife, Jonna, she'll pull me aside and she'll corner me and she'll be like, "Hey, watch these." I'm like, "Okay."
Does
So,
she send you stuff that she thinks is hilarious and
dude,
it's
my
not?
whole Instagram is full of shorts
Yeah.
in my messenger, and I like never check them.
Every couple of weeks, Natalie's like, "I sent you some funny shorts." I'm like, I bet they're not though." And then she wants to sit beside me on the sofa and watch me watch them, and she's cackling,
Dude, yes.
and I'm just like,
Oh my
"I'm
gosh.
happy that you're happy."
And
But
then she looks at you and she's like, "Why are we even married?" Right?
she's like, that's not funny?" I'm like, "No, that's not funny." And then I show her stuff that's truly funny, and she doesn't
Right.
laugh.
All right. So we're tracking. Okay. So she corners me and she's like, "Watch these shorts." And so she shows me a series of shorts. I would say like they're fairly viral, of these women basically exposing their husbands for, just all being the same. Okay. So there were 3 questions I came up with here. And like you're totally unprompted. You have no idea where I'm going with this.
No, I
Okay.
don't. I
Right,
wanna know
right.
what these guys are doing because they might just
Okay.
be awesome
So
bros.
I may or may not qualify for 1, 2, or 3 of these, but I just wanna see you, and we'll just work through some of these with you, okay?
Alright, raw reaction. Am I gonna watch them, or are you just gonna tell me about
No,
them?
no, no, no. Okay, so, JM, question number 1. Do you generally locate your own lost belongings without activating the help of your wife, Natalie?
No, because if I have a lost belonging, she lost it.
What?
Yeah,
Explain.
I don't lose things. I put stuff where I put it because that's where I want it to be, and then if it's gone,
Oh my
I come back to that
gosh.
spot and I go instantly, "Babe, where's my thingamabob?"
That is hilarious. That is
So,
so
I don't know
funny.
what everybody else's answer, but that's our
Okay,
reality. That's just
you
how it
just need
works.
more kids to misplace your things for you, and then
Well, maybe because my
you'd
boys are
probably track.
older, I'm not misplacing stuff so much anymore.
Right,
If
right.
it's a knife if it's something dangerous, then yes, I'm calling for the boys right away. "Hey, where's my knife? Hey, where's my flashlight?"
Right,
Like,
okay.
if it's something like that, I'm like, "Hudson, what have you done with it?" And he's like, "Oh, I was playing Rambo." "Okay."
Okay. I'm definitely the guy where I'm like, "Babe, where's my belt? Where's my wallet?" Like, "Have you seen the keys?" Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Place for
unfortunately,
everything and everything in its place.
yes, but
But you got a lot of littles.
yeah, but it's an excuse, but at the same time, I could be better in this area,
Just your
but
whole house could be like the people who decorate the Christmas tree, like, only the top 2 feet. Your
100%.
whole house, everything is just of high shelving, like, everything.
Yes, dude. Oh my gosh, all the
The
time.
whole
Okay.
house is just out of reach for the kids.
Okay, so you probably lost a lot of guys there because I think a lot of us men do default to our wives to ask where the thing is that we
Bro,
lost.
that's gonna be great point for our episode, though, when we talk about, like, systems. I'm getting ahead
Yes.
of us, but, like,
Yes.
crushing it at work, you got systems everywhere, and you come home, and you don't. Now, you don't build them all at once, but you build them all the time. So,
Right.
we'll come back to
Right.
that.
We will. We will. Okay. So you find your own stuff. That's wild. Okay. All right. Number 2. This one will either totally land for you or you'll be like, "What?" But when you're in the kitchen and Natalie's cooking and you're, like, having a conversation with her,
Natalie would already be laughing at this because she's like, "He's in the kitchen."
are okay. Are
I'm
you
with you.
typically in front of the exact kitchen drawer or cupboard that Natalie needs to get into?
I think the principle of the thing, yes, I'm in her way,
Okay, dude,
but
I
I'm
always
not in
am.
there enough. So, like, I only come down at mealtimes.
Yes.
Um, she rings the bell for the boys to go down, and that's like, "Come help mama," and then she rings the bell again so I can know, "Hey, Michael, breakfast or lunch or dinner is actually ready." Like, truly. If you come down right now, you're gonna come and wash your hands and sit and eat.
Okay.
So, that's our system, but sometimes I'll go down, like, when the boys go down just so I can be with everybody and help out for a
You
second or whatever, just hug on her and kiss on her while she's still trying to do the things that she needs to focus on. Because 'cause I'm like, "Hey, girlfriend," and she's like so, yeah, like, I come up to hug
Yeah.
her right as she needs to walk over and do the thing,
Mhm, mhm.
but I've also worked hard over the years to, get her to snap out of the whole huffy puff of, like, "I'm in the middle of, like" I know, and we're also in the middle of marriage, so I don't overdo it. I don't wanna be obnoxious and make her life miserable because she's
Right.
trying to take good care of me and our boys and feed us well, but, we find the balance between, like, we got 3 or 4 seconds for a hug and a kiss, and lunch won't be completely thrown off by that, and I'm also not like, "Hey, full grope makeout session for 20
I
minutes
get on the
before lunch." So, that's how we figured out how to make all that work.
Okay, I like it, but you would say generally you were probably in her way.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, good. Alright, 3rd and final question, alright? If you do this, I'll be shocked if you're not on the same team as me here. When you go to the grocery store, like a full grocery haul, okay? Can you get in and out of the grocery store without texting Natalie?
Bro, Natalie's absolutely gonna laugh at this one. Like, when he's in the kitchen, okay, that actually happens. When he goes to the grocery store, does not happen.
Dude, no way. You can go through a whole grocery haul without texting your wife for
No,
clarification.
no, I don't go to the grocery store is what she would laugh at. In the rare event that I am going to the grocery store for some
Yeah.
reason, I'm already like, "Oh boy." The stores are not laid out for the male mind.
No, they're not.
That is to say they're not laid out logically,
True.
and I've stopped trying to go where the item should be. I've stopped.
Right.
I'm 41 years old. I've grown up, and I understand that these stores will not make sense ever. In the rare event that I go to grab a one-off item for her, yeah, I mean, she knows, like, go in the store, turn right,
Oh,
that section where you
so
see
sh
the
so she gives you a map.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you want me to go to the store for you, baby?
Okay.
I'll do so, but I don't want to just feel like I'm wasting my life and I'm stuck in purgatory and I'm a hostage to this idiotic layout. So, like, if she's like, "I really need this," I'm like, "I'll go get it." But I got a 17-year-old.
Yeah,
So, a lot of
it's
times
true.
when I hear her needs, I'm like, "Bubba, store," and he has to go suffer.
Ah,
I'm the general who throws the men into I'm
that's
like,
awesome,
"Not
dude.
me.
That's
I'm
amazing.
hang You're taking the worst battles. I will fight 200 ninjas at 2 AM, but son, you have to go to the grocery store and pick up that thing for mama. I would rather take a beating."
I feel like you need more friction in your life.
Bro, I am
Um,
actively working to reduce it.
you
That is
you
the
need more
mission.
friction. You need a little more pushback in your life. You
Mm.
need to go to the grocery store without a map
Not gonna
and
happen.
with no phone and
Not gonna
just
happen. I am
seeing
reducing stress.
seeing what
I am
it's
focusing where I'm supposed to be focused. Get behind me,
alright.
Satan. I'm not going to the grocery store more.
Okay. Okay, well, I live, like, 2, 3 minutes away from a grocery store, so I
We're
go
in
often.
February, and I have not been in a grocery store so far for the year,
That's wild, dude.
and now I wanna make it a whole year's commitment just because you're telling me I need to go more.
Okay.
I wanna
Alright.
see how many months I wanna pay attention. How many months can I go without
Okay.
going into a Walmart, a grocery store, or
I'll
anything like that?
sporadically ask you. You'll probably save a ton of money too, so it'll be great.
When I go, bro, like, I'm getting stuff. If I got time, I'm
Yeah.
getting stuff. I
Yeah.
come home with all like, the boys love it if daddy does end up going to the store because 'cause I'm like, "Some of this, some of
Just
that,
grab that and grab
all
that.
this is coming home." So, yeah, the boys love it if I have to run to the store.
Well, I don't know how you
I
performed
don't know how I
in
scored
yeah, I mean,
on the reels.
you didn't really say yes to any of them. You kinda had your own special scenario, and
Okay.
then and then you taught us something cool along the way, so, like, it's just so you though, man, so it's okay. It's alright. Okay, so so look, those questions, I wanted to see, just what your perfect points would be, but I'm still a little unclear.
Sorry.
But listen, this episode, as you mentioned, we're talking about these guys that are crushing it at work, but they're finding themselves drifting at home. Okay. I think the first question I have for you is what have you noticed about the difference between how a high level dude is at work versus how they lead at home?
The simplest principle behind it is at work, I'm very intentional, and then at home, I'm very adrift. Here, I'm very systematic, and here, I'm very sloppy. Here, I'm very focused at work, and then back home, I'm very relaxed and detached. That's the principle of the thing.
Right. And okay, so what you're saying is like guys are intentional at work, but they're kind of just guessing, winging it at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. At work, I mean, people have been working on the work game for a long time
For sure.
and working really hard to level it up and writing the books on it and studying it because provision is a masculine thing. That's an important thing. God built us for work. Work's a good thing. Work has thorns. We want to remove those thorns as much as possible, but it's still going to have them. So work is a game that men can play and that men can win at. And guys who are really successful in work or in business, they enjoy that, man. Like it's a ranking system, not against others necessarily, but just for yourself. I can move up in promotion. I can move up in ranking. I can move up in income. I can move up in my ability to provide, into my ability to give, and my ability to make moves financially. So all that feels good. All that's very cool. We encourage that. We're not belittling any of that. We're just explaining why can a guy end up super quote successful in that realm, but not be crushing it at home in the same way. And it's because I think there's so much structure has been designed. There's so many frameworks that have been built to show him how to win. Oh, you do this and this and this. And here we have this system. We have this SOP. This is what you do. This is what you follow. And it brings these results. So these are the KPIs that we focus on. If we crush these, then the outcomes end up where they need to be as well. Here's the regular reviews that we do, assessments that we do to track progress. And each quarter, we're looking at did we hit our targets? What adjustments are we making? Looking at the market. What is our real vision and our mission as an organization? All excellent stuff. But then we come home and we're like, ah, what a relief to be home. I love my wife. I love my kids. Hey, you know what? Let's wrestle on the floor a little bit. Like we're not talking like full deadbeat mode or anything. Like
Right.
this man loves his wife. He loves his kids. He loves the Lord. Like he's in his Bible. They're going to church on Sunday. They're going to heaven when they die. And yet he's missing a lot of those systems that would really bless him. So we don't want to make the claim that we're turning family life into corporate life. We're not saying that they should be equal in their structure, but I am saying you should have a dash of corporate structure in family life. That language, some people will rebel against and hate. This is coming from a type B, for whatever that means to you folks. But this type B realized that he needed more structure. He needed a few simple, tangible measurements, a few simple, tangible systems to go, all right, no, we don't have to go full corporate mode. We don't have to have all the things just like that. And yet, we need to have some things. We need to have some things that can guarantee victory. I want things to be predictable. I need a mission. I need vision over here in family. We need systems. Chris can't even find his stuff for crying out loud. Somebody
Unreal.
build some systems in that man's house. Chris, get you a husband. So, we've got we've got a big chasm a lot of times, but in their defense, plenty has been said about business. And when guys come to household, they're like, "Hey, man, We love each other. We're not trying to make this thing a business. Chill out, family captain guys."
Mm.
So, that's where we would say, actually, we solve, you know, we solve that. That's what, one of the things we do in the family captain, of course, is
Yeah,
we help guys solve, like, how do we level up household so that it is growing in a predictable and fruitful and sustainable way.
yeah. It's funny while you were saying that, I was just thinking of, you know, some guy in a boardroom who, "Hey, so what do you think, Chuck?" And he's like, guys, I just think we should wing this quarter." It's like that never happens, but you're right, it
Great
does
point.
happen at home.
Great point, man. What if somebody in a boardroom, yeah, "Hey, guys, so let's gather around, let's look back. Man, what's all this pressure on progress? I mean, like, aren't we just enough?" Like, see some guy in some board,
Yeah.
like, "Isn't it just
Yeah.
enough?" And like, "What?" Like, that guy's not gonna have a job very long.
Right. Well,
Um,
HR will tell him he's enough, so it's okay.
well, HR, yeah, the feminine HR department will say, "You are enough." And
You're
no,
enough.
we don't need targets and we don't need growth. But the
Right.
guys who actually want to employ more people and bless
Mm.
more households, and they actually care about their vision and they actually have values that they're fired up about, they're like,
Right.
"How could it ever be enough?"
Mm.
"Well, aren't we just striving into idolatry?" No, no, no. No, no, no. We didn't say we won't be satisfied with anything other than Christ. And we're also saying you need to be faithful with what you've been given. So the Lord gave us 20 million this year or 20 million last year. What are we supposed to do 20 million again? You think that's his expectation of us? Like, we believe in our vision, right? Well, yeah. Then why would we be using 20 million as our only measurement anyway? The vision always pulls us forward, brother.
Mm.
So we're measuring according to last year, but we're looking ahead. The vision can always have a greater fulfillment. And the same thing's true in household. Well, aren't we great? Yeah, we got some good stuff going on, but the vision always has a greater fulfillment. And a true vision is never like, wow, actually, actually I think we're done. We're supposed to work till 5 today, but we're gonna knock off at 2 because literally the vision's been accomplished. You didn't have a mission, you didn't have a vision. You had a to-do list, but a vision always pulls you forward and it's always exciting. And you don't get to a point where like, I think it's too big. Like, the vision was big, and it compels us to move forward for the glory of God and for the good of our family and beyond. Because we want to build an awesome family culture, and then not just go us 4 and no more, but to go like anyone who grows recognizes the need for expansion. Back to again the parable of the talents. You
Yes.
manage this thing by yourself, it doesn't impact anybody else. It's just your monetary unit. Now I'm putting you over many people. So faithfulness with yourself, self-leadership leads to leadership over your family. Leadership over your family, then naturally the Lord expands that to, I see you being faithful. There's more expansion. I see you being qualified as a leader for more and more as you're faithful with what you've been given.
Yeah. Vision always pulls us forward. I'm curious, out of 100 guys who come into the family captain, how many have, like, a clear vision that you would put your stamp of approval on, when they get there?
Out of 100, I'd say
Oh,
like 1.
ballpark. 1.
Yeah. Yeah, probably 1.
Wow.
Plenty of guys have some, I shouldn't say plenty. How many out of 100 have some values
Sure.
that have been defined and maybe even hang on the wall? Maybe 5.
Mm.
But the reason only one of those 5 is answers the first standard that you set is because those other 4 were probably generic things, and they were not unique to that household. So they were Christian things, which 2 thumbs way up, and already my bro is at a different level from the other 95, right? Not that he's comparing to them, but we're still just saying, like, he's tip of the spear in many ways, and yet, you wanna identify things that are particular thumbprint. This is who we are. This is us. This is our family identity, which, of course, is under the umbrella of Christian, Christ followers, duh.
Right, right.
But the Farrells are different from the Clarks, and that's
Yes.
built upon the head, which is John Michael or Chris.
Right, right. Although I need a husband, like we talked about,
Get
to
you a husband,
to
he'll
help
come
me
in,
build
he'll build you
systems to
some great
find my thing.
systems so you can
You know what
find
I
your stuff.
realized is, like, the reason I'm hosting this show is so people can see the glory of the contrast of you, right? It's just like, this is the
This is why I've
guy.
selected you, Chris. As every great leader
Oh,
does,
that's
surrounds
right.
himself with
D
people who
players.
are, yeah, surrounding himself with just D players so he can
That's
shine more
right.
brightly.
I love it, I love it.
It's my strategy has been
Okay, so
exposed.
So let's dive into this a little bit when it comes to, um, really okay, you mentioned, you're like, "Okay, the bro at work is doing the things. He has the systems, he has the structure, he has all the things, but what is what is the guy who is improvising, if you will, at home, what is he missing? What is he lacking in specific?"
Yeah, well, I mean, back to that point we made earlier about the systems.
Yeah.
There's simple stuff, and that remember, for my story, that was a big starting point. Truly, it was a system issue. The shoes at the back door, I kept telling people what to do, and I thought telling is leading. And I didn't realize that I needed to provide a system. I was focused on the leg of authority. I have the power to get them to do right. They didn't have the ability, though. I hadn't provided a system. I hadn't thought compassionately, and I hadn't stood on the leg of responsibility at all to really own the outcome. And that was when I finally was like, "Hey, we're gonna take this bookshelf, your shoes go on it." And that was a big unlock for my tiny brain. I was like, "Ooh, I provide systems that they can succeed in. I need to provide systems." So I'm not Natalie's helper in the way that Pastor Melvin has trained us. You just do more dishes, you just rub more feet, which, by the way, again, these aren't crimes. And yet it's just chasing sand that will need to be moved again tomorrow, instead of how do I build this girl a better system and something that sustains her life and helps her to run the household better in a consistent and stable way that lowers her temperature permanently in this area, instead of just whenever she's high stress, I'm like, "Oh, come in. How can I help? How can I help?"
Right.
So, the systems piece is massive. Whenever a brother can start with his own self-leadership, with his systems, that is the starting point. Because we could overwhelm him and say, "Do this and this and this and this," and we can make some comparisons there, like
Mhm.
assessments, you know, quarterly objectives, and, the vision. Like, those are important pieces we need to touch on as well.
Yep.
But just for starting point, hey, man, what's, like, something that you keep banging your head against the wall on? I keep losing my wallet. Alright, man of God, how will you solve it? Systematic solving. If I had, like, a little hangy-dangy thing in the garage right as I came in, everything pocket dump, boom, and it all lived right there, like, that's like a $7 Amazon purchase away, right? Pull it up, that thingy looks like it'll work. Now we gotta hang it up when it gets here in a couple days. Bro, you just leveled up. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Your video game character, you just got 5 XP,
Yeah.
like, a little bit more organized. You took one stupid thing off your plate because ultimately, when you're ruling over 10 cities, like, you don't want any stupid things on your plate. You don't need to be like, "Where are the trash bags?" Like, and that's something I found as more responsibility comes into my sphere, as the Lord has given me more to be responsible for. I'm like, I don't wanna go to a grocery store ever, ever again. Like, I don't wanna lose my keys.
You're never gonna go again.
I don't have time for this. Like, there's stuff that I can focus on. There's things that I'm responsible for, people stuff.
Yeah.
People are the most important thing, and the more I can be doing people stuff, the better, because I can build a system that can help me. So, the more bros can find things like, where are you banging your head over and over and over and over and over, and you bring in a system. Bro, you built systems. I mean, we were joking on you a minute ago, but you built systems. I remember when you came through the Family Captain
Mhm.
Elite Coaching Program, we've told that story before, like the dinner time thing, the
Mhm.
kids overwhelming mama, and you bought,
Mhm.
like, the giant dog gate,
Huge.
like, to cross, like, the massive great room, and it was like, that took some thinking, that took some doing, but, like, it was a big system fix instead of, like, "It's a season." It is a season, and also Chris could relieve 20% of the pressure
Mhm.
with an Amazon purchase,
Yes.
like, and then setting it up and then establishing new boundaries and explanations behind it, and it was like, that ain't nothing. So, systems, man, the more we can find little systems and stuff to start winning and start leveling up, like, bros start feeling good too. That's another important piece, is just the
Yes.
feeling good. It feels good to feel good, and you're like, "Dude, look at me, I'm leveling up." And the accuser will come to you like, "'Cause you hung your wallet up, 'cause your keys are not like, I'm a stud. I'm I'm bringing we say
Mm.
it in the Family Captain Elite all the time, we're bringing order to chaos.
Yes.
So the more we can keep finding places to bring order to where's chaos? Here. All right, man. Come on, man, put on your leader hat. At work, you might just be an employee, and then you might be tempted to come home
Mhm.
and be like, "Ah, what a relief. Nobody's telling me what to do now." That's okay, that's good because you're in charge. You're the top
Mhm.
authority in the home, but you're supposed to be telling yourself what to do now. You should be more excited about home and household and your marriage and your kids and the family culture and the legacy that you wanna build than you are about work.
Mm.
The problem with work sometimes can be all those disciplines and all those victories and all those excellent things that guys accomplish. Sometimes those are just
Yeah.
external motivation. It's accountability that's keeping me faithful. And then I come home and I don't have accountability. So it's like, well, who's going to tell the king what to do? Now, your first officer, your wife might be doing so. And unfortunately, it's likely happening in ineffective ways. She probably doesn't know how to honor you and speak to you in a way that inspires you and expresses her need vulnerably and submissively. So she probably does nagging and she probably does panicking and she probably does, you need to and you ought to, don't tell me what to do. And then now you don't even want to do it even more. But what you're supposed to do is come home and be excited. Be excited about what's going on here. Bro, I'm not telling you not take a nap. I'm not telling you not rest. Like, we're not like, this is not the message I've heard before from pulpits where it's like, when you get home, your work's just getting started. And they make it sound like a suck fest. And I'm like, no, bro. But when you get home, like, you ought to be hype. Like, this is where I get to build. At work, I followed all these external things that were pressed onto me.
Mhm.
At home, though, but if you don't have those internal disciplines and you haven't started building them, home is just kind of, like you said,
Yeah.
improvisational. It's like, yeah, man, I
Yeah.
care, but like, when's a guy gonna get a break? And you're like, bro,
Right.
you don't understand the joy and glory and fuel you're going to feel when you actually start building something dope.
Mm.
And a lot of times they don't have a picture for it. Business, we can see, we can compare to competitors. Household, we're like, dude, I'm beating a lot of folks. I'm beating a lot of bros. But we're not setting our vision bigger and higher to go like, man. And the only thing we're experiencing is fruit. So if a guy's got fruit that's
Right.
decent-ish enough, that's where sometimes he can peak prematurely. And he's like, yeah, man, it's all good.
Right.
Instead of like, bro, get fired up. There's a lot you can do here.
Right. So you were in my head on that because I was gonna ask you, I was like, "Okay, so why why will a man do whatever it takes to win at work, but then tolerate that drift and that improvisation at home? Is it because, like, there's just a very simple scorecard with work and then not so simple at home unless you build it, or why?"
The Family Captain is all about helping Christian husbands to build an incredible marriage and family culture. It's self-leadership, it's family leadership, it's sex and marriage, all made practical so husbands, wives, and children can enjoy God's best and truly thrive. It's one thing to believe that Christians should have the best marriages and sex lives. It's another thing to know how to make it all happen. But inside our Family Captain Elite coaching program, that's exactly what you're going to learn. In the Family Captain Elite, men are not only equipped with the conviction to act, but also with the wisdom to navigate their exact situations. And they get a clear, practical path to get them the incredible fruit that they're after. So if you want to take your marriage and family culture from just fine to incredible, then go to thefamilycaptain.com and book a free assessment call to see if the Family Captain Elite program really is a good fit for you. That's thefamilycaptain.com. Family leadership is a high calling for your life. So what are you waiting for? Well, yeah, that's one of them. But again, at work, it might be because it's a culture. Like,
Right.
you're not going to have a job if you don't do right. And then at home, it's like nobody's going to fire you. Like, again, we're talking like
Mm.
healthy baselines. Like, your wife's not leaving you. But you might kinda wait till her to get spun up on something, and then you react, and then you double down, and like, "Yeah, oh, I'm sorry." And you're mature Christians, so you're gracious with one another. So grace covers a multitude of sins, but we're still not like we're not going anywhere awesome. We're just in a place that's like, "Yeah, we love each other, we love the Lord. Yeah, we have sex. Yeah, we have fun with our kids. Yeah, like, we're looking forward to growing old together." It's sweet, but it's not exciting, and he's not excited about it, and he's not leading her into it. So, yeah, the system piece could be part of it. At home, I don't know what to do. What the heck am I supposed to do next? What's that supposed to look like? What do we need? I start building SOPs? What am I supposed to what's my next step? Culturally at work, there's the expectation. You better do this. At home, it's just your own fruit, and if your fruit's decent enough, you're going, "It's fine." And that's why the family captain, like, we're not for everybody. We're only for guys who are like, "I'm not fine with fine anymore." We're like, "We're your guys then." Not necessarily the brothers who are in crisis. We've helped many guys who are in crisis because the principles are always the same, but the way we coach and the brother we're aiming for is the one that no one else is aiming for.
Right.
Everybody else is aiming for, like, if y'all are talking to lawyers and you're thinking divorce and you're this and this and this and blah, 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 we'll help save it all. I'm like, praise God for those ministries, man. That's not the family captain.
Yeah.
Family captain's like, hey, man, everything good? Yeah. Awesome.
Mm.
Tell me about your dope family culture that you've built. And they're like, I love the Lord, I love my wife, love my kids, God is good." Like, "I love that, man. Tell me more." "How much more to tell, man?"
Mm.
Like, "Okay. Can I ask you some questions about the future?" You know, start getting them to dream, start getting them to imagine. So, like, what's the dynamic between you and your wife? Like, what's your leadership versus, her submission to you? Like, "Ah, it's kinda touchy for everybody, I think, these days." I'm like, "I got you." He's just revealing, like, where he's at and how he's processing things, and he's like, "Oh, no, she's not disrespectful or anything." I'm like, "Oh, good, that's good to hear." And then I ask some pointed questions like, "How often does she give you direction, instruction, set expectations and standards?" He's like, "Oh, well, that's a like anyone in any partnership." I'm like, "Okay." He's just, revealing, like.
And then a puppy died.
Say it again?
And then a puppy died.
Oh, right, because they said life partner partnership. A puppy died every time someone says that. I won't tell you why the puppy died, because
Right.
then we'll get in trouble.
Exactly.
But, that's where we start to stir guys up, and that's what guys start to get a vision for. Or, "Hey, man, like, is your sex life where you want it to be?" I'm like, "Oh, nobody's having sex as much as they want." I'm like, "Really? Okay. Tell me more." Like, "Well, I mean, yeah, man, it is what it is." And you find out she's the keeper, he's the seeker. That dynamic is still pretty common. Again, they love each other. She's not crazy, but they're just these are the waters that they've always swum in, and they didn't know any different. It's
Yeah.
just really common. Even though at work, he's fired up, man. Bro is crushing it. Bro's getting after it. Bro's a great provider, and he's having a lot of fun there. But there's lots of reasons why.
What would you say would be maybe, like, the most common lie that this brother's believing about just life in general and how he's operating?
I'm not sure if it's that he's believing a lie. Well, I guess it is the same thing. I think we talked somewhat about this recently. I don't think of it as so much as like a lie he's bought into as much as it is just he hasn't seen it yet. It's not so much like he believes the lie as much as he just hasn't had full revelation on what's possible yet. So I guess the lie in that case then is, "This is it, man. This is it. This is as good as it gets, man. And be happy with it. And if you're not, then something's wrong with you. If you're not
Hmm.
happy with it, you're selfish." You know? If you wanna have more sex with your wife or you wanna have more passionate, more fun sex with your wife, then you're actually just a pervert. He's believing a little bit of that. Those are things that she might kind of imply. This loving, godly wife, she won't say those things explicitly, but she kinda is like, "Ugh, bro, really? Again?" Or,
Mm.
"What's going on?" So he's got little messages here and there, where he's just told to, like, "Chill out, dude. Don't want too much."
Well, the
So I
question
think
is,
a lot of our clients have told us that that was the unlock for them when
yeah,
they've heard us talk about, like, "Is this as good as it gets?" And they've been
yeah,
like, "Dude, that was the thing that hit me. That was the thing that got me."
right.
And then it's easy to double down at work because 'cause they're like, "I guess this is it for home." And we went to the
Yes.
marriage conference this past weekend, and they reemphasized life partnership and all the rules around sex and scheduling it and, like, all the stuff
Uh,
that just confirms everything my wife has ever said. Like, where's our bro gonna get hope anyway? Like,
mm.
that's the reels that they're seeing, that's the stuff she sends him, that's the books that they read, that's the husband and wife who come in for the marriage conference, that's how their pastor doesn't touch the subject at all. So they're like, "Alright, Imma go crush it at work. I know how to level things up over here. At home, like, I'm told I'm in charge on paper, and then functionally, it's not the reality."
What does this guy have to believe about himself, though, to lead with intention at home?
He's got to believe that the feminine is designed to respond to the masculine, and he's got to believe that he will be okay even in spite of some opposition from his wife. He's gotta believe that he's responsible to Jesus to grow and cultivate this garden. The big problem is he doesn't have revelation and light on the fact that he will actually be held accountable for the state of this garden. He thinks his hands are tied. If you were to talk to him, he's like, "Bro, case in point." And he wants to reference her and her pushback and like, "Hey, Pastor Melvin even confirmed everything she said one day." I was like, "Let's go meet with him." And he was like, "The worst." Or like the book that
Mm.
we read, I was like, "Oh, this is supposed to be a great book on sex, um, for marriage." It's like, what's the Sheila Gregory book? It's like a nightmare.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, he's like, "I bought this book and we read it together," and it was like the worst. And it just, reconfirmed all the things. So, yeah, he feels like, "My hands are tied. What do you want me to do, bro?"
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't realize when the Lord comes walking into the garden, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, buddy, yeah, you had a tough situation. Oh, yeah, man, I can see why you weren't able to move anything forward." But instead, the Lord's like,
Right.
"What'd you do? How'd you grow? How'd you level up?" He's not willing a lot of times to force the fork in the road. Not with bullishness, not a bull in a china shop, not ooga booga, not there's a new sheriff in town, none of that, but to truly level up and to say, "I'm going first," and having convictions from the scriptures for it. He still thinks alright, so maybe they are lies he believes. He
Yeah.
thinks leading at home is about his ego being satisfied
Ooh.
because he has immature understandings of leadership. It's weird though, at work, he gets leadership. He understands hierarchy, he's got no problem submitting, but then when you come home and he actually is like, "Yeah, I just wish you'd get on board with it." And she's like, "Oh my goodness, you're not considering me." And he's like, "Man, I guess I guess I am a jerk." And maybe he could very well be, like, that's a possibility as well.
Mhm.
He could be immature in his leadership, and he is egotistical, and he is focused on getting his way, which is not the purpose of a leader. The purpose of the leader is to do what's best. What do you believe is the best outcome for the people that you're leading first, and you last? Not you nothing, you last. Leaders eat last, not leaders don't eat. So,
Right.
yeah, so those are things that he doesn't necessarily take seriously enough of like, I fear the Lord, and that's why I'm gonna move forward on this thing. My classic story that is a win for me, Natalie's like, "I'm not homeschooling anymore." I'm like, "My hands are tied, guys. What do you want me to do? She's not gonna do it." But instead, I'm like, "I'm scared of Jesus more than I'm scared of her." And I told her like, "Well, then I'll homeschool him." "How are you gonna do that?" I don't know. I have to figure it out and do it when I get home from work." "That's ridiculous." "I completely agree, and I can't believe you're forcing me into this situation." But I told you this was a principle thing. This wasn't a flex. This wasn't an ego-based thing. This is a conviction that I have, and here's how I have to fulfill it. So when guys have convictions on things, they don't have conviction on everything. Don't have conviction on paint colors and all kinds of stuff, but have convictions on the things that matter most as a leader. That'll shift you. That'll change things.
Yeah.
And then you'll see that your hands aren't tied. And then all of a sudden your wife starts responding well to the greatest man she's ever known because you're not just saying, "I'm buying a bass boat because the Bible says I'm the head and I can do what I want." It's not selfish, self-serving. It's Jesus serving, it's family serving, but it doesn't mean it's always family pleasing.
Mm.
And we've thought that family serving and wife serving means wife pleasing.
Mhm.
Those aren't always the same. I love to please Natalie, but I don't live to please Natalie.
Yes.
So I want to serve her, but I serve her with systems. I serve her with leadership. I serve her with direction. I serve her to say, "Hey, I've thought on this. I've prayed on this. I feel really strongly and good about this. Um, I'm deciding this. Do you have any concerns or question about that? Anything I'm missing?" She's like, "Well, what about this and this?" I'm like, "Wow. Okay. Did not see that. Thank you. All right, let me reprocess
Yeah.
as I redecide." That's a bit of an extreme example. Like, let me go into isolation again. Of course, I'm discussing, conversing. I got to be careful, Chris, because some bros are a little bit tunnel vision.
Right.
And when I answer for all this on The View someday, like,
Yeah.
"You're sad." It's gonna be a good day.
Well, let me make a distinction to that point real fast. It's interesting. The evolution of my leadership has been, you know, when you start to take that frame of like, okay, I'm the leader, I'm responsible for all the outcomes. And like, for instance, let's say you're hosting, some type of a church group or something, and they're like, hey, can we add another family? And you want to be like, well, I'm the leader, so I'll decide, right? Well, there are times where I in the past would have just been like, "Yeah, I'll decide," but then I'm forgetting, like, my wife's the one cooking and cleaning and preparing for this, and so I really should bring her in on this because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I'll make the decision, but I
because there's
need
3 legs of leadership.
I need more data, right? And so I just wanted to make sure guys heard that
Thank
distinction.
you.
Yeah.
You should love your wife a lot, and she should know it. You are
Right.
compassionate towards her. Natalie's my number 1 priority
Yes.
as far as caring for all the people. So, and all the people that I'm caring for, she's my first priority, my boys are my second priority, my church comes after that, my clients come after that, then it's the whole world. So I'm measuring everything with hierarchy all the time. These people also love me, and we're also on a mission together. So it's not that Natalie can't say, "You know what? We can do that Sunday." Yes, we're tired. Yes, we've had a lot going on, but she
Mhm.
can measure the need with me, and she's like,
Yeah.
"We do need to get with them. Let's have them over." And I'm like, "How is that gonna impact my girl?" She's like, "No, we're doing it." I'm like, "I didn't say we're doing it yet. I asked how's that gonna impact my girl." Like, that's my ruthlessness, is caring for her. Like, "Don't you tell me what to do, little lady. I'm gonna make
That's
sure I do
true.
what's best for you." So that's what it looks like for me to be the big boogeyman patriarch. She's like, "I'll be tired, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, well, then on Monday, we're gonna make sure bada, bada, bum." So,
Mhm.
yeah, like, we're discussing things, like, again, like we've said many times, what kinda idiot captain would you have to be to want an idiot as a first officer? And you're like, "You just sit over there, and I'll tell you what's gonna happen." So, same thing with the team, with you, as you like, I
Yeah.
don't come down from the mountain and be like, "Hey, everybody, here's everything." But I say, "Hey, here's what I'm thinking. Give me pushback, give me feedback."
Yeah.
That's a line I use all the time. "Hey, give me pushback, give me feedback." I invite it, and ultimately I go, "Okay, I see that. Yeah, we'll go with your thing." Why? Because I think it's best.
Yeah.
I don't care that it didn't come from me.
What internal disciplines would you say? Because I do wanna hit on this a little bit. So you're talking about, like, the internal and the external piece. Externally, I'm motivated by my boss, by the culture at work, by all the things I need to get done.
Yeah,
And
accountability and pressure
yeah.
from outside.
Internally, though, like, what internal disciplines at home are gonna really move the needle for me?
The internal fuel is the vision. If you don't have the
Okay.
vision, then you're just borrowing somebody else's ideas, and
Fair.
you're like, "Let me try the point here and a point there," and then you'll stop. Why? Because you didn't have a big why. You actually didn't believe in the future and you didn't see the future. So,
Okay,
like, I've
so
heard
unpack that a little bit, though. What internal disciplines are are really gonna move the needle forward for this brother at home?
yeah, that's the key. Once you've got your big idea that you care about, it's like, how? What do I do? Like, on a Tuesday, though, bro. And, yeah, that is the key, is to build your internal systems. I've heard Jocko talk about it, and I've heard other military guys talk about, you go into the military and it's all the external discipline is pressed onto you, and many guys like, "Oh, he needs to go in the military," young men, like, "He needs to go in the military," like, he needs somebody controlling his butt. But if you do that for 20 years and you just had somebody control your butt for 20 years and you only moved up in the ranks as the system required and enforced, and it's like, "I'm going to Japan because they said I'm going to Japan." Like, I haven't had to think in 20 years. That's a gross oversimplification, as all my military bros would point out. But I haven't built an internal life of discipline, and I've just followed the rules that were given to me because of the pressure and the culture. And
Mm.
then they get out, and it's like, "Who are you, bro? Are you a man of discipline, or were you just a man who was following someone else's orders? And now do you have any of your own?" So that's what I found I had to build, like, to answer the how, and that's what I needed, and that's when, I built the things that we have and that we use in the Family Captain Elite, the simple rhythms, a weekly family meeting, like, high leverage, crazy high leverage, like, fighting so far out of your weight class with this tool. It is the force multiplier tool because it accomplishes so much, and it's a system, and it's not corporate, you know? It still feels like a family, but it feels like we're bringing some order to some chaos.
Mhm.
And, we our clients all the time, like, "Bro, our 3rd family first family meeting, oh, I had some pushback from this teenager," or, you know "This it went like this or went like that," and now 3rd and 4th family meeting, family's like, "We doing family meeting?"
Mhm.
Or guys who have named it something different, we don't care. As long as the thing happens, as long as they know what the 3 elements of the meeting are and they know how to walk through those, massive upgrade.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the first things that help guys feel like, "I'm building a family culture. I'm leading this family." Like, it feels good, dude. It feels good. It feels wasn't it you said powerful? Like, what does it feel
Yes.
like to feel like you feel powerful? Here we go. Men needing to feel powerful. Heck yeah, we do. I'm not sorry. Not sorry. Feels good to feel powerful. That's why we like to deadlift. It's why we like to bench press. It's why we like to do stuff. We like to feel powerful. Not sorry, not a problem. If it's self-serving, yes, that becomes a problem. If
Mhm.
it's Jesus serving, if it's family serving, and we're using our authority to love well, it's a glorious thing.
Amen.
And godly fathers are the glory of their children.
Yes.
What the heck does that mean? I don't know, but it don't mean nothing. So, we wanna be the glory of our children, and that looks like a man who rules well. That looks like a man who's the king. So, uh, family meetings, a powerful resource, or his captain's log. Again, not the full corporate version of crazy documentation and reports that are just way too bureaucratic, but a simple daily tool that he knows how to have a systematic approach to family leadership that is repeatable and sustainable. And now he's got something. Or his captain's creed that is helping to both paint his bullseye target of where he's aiming and prepare his mind to live properly for today. So, on top of that, there's the way we describe it in the Family Captain Elite is, we give guys like the 6 sales, as we call them in the Family Captain Elite. We give guys these 6 sales, and we're like, every captain has to have these. These are non-negotiable for the rest of your life. Along the way, throughout the Family Captain Elite, we're gonna give you other, more one-off tools, and these are like specialty tools that you keep in the garage and you don't use every day. But these 6 sales are like basic hygiene that you gotta use every day. You gotta brush your teeth every day. I
Mhm.
need you to wipe your butt every day. I need you to shower every day. I need you to whatever your basic hygienes are, I need you to do it every single day. That's the 6 sales, non-negotiable. Here's how you captain win long term. Also, here's 27 other tools to have in the garage that you can go at any given moment, or we call them like shirts in the closet.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta do your basic hygienes, but you also have these clothes in the closet you can any day, like, "I'm gonna put that shirt on. Cool. That's cool, brother." Like, yeah, you can wear that shirt today, and you're like, "Yep, that fit the occasion." So we built all these tools for captains to know, like, these are my 6 basic fundamental things that if I keep focusing on, I win. Also, man, look at these other 27 things I could pick from. You know what? It's a great time to hit that as a one-off. It's a
Mhm.
great time to hit that as a one-off. And, one of the principles with that, though, is bringing order to chaos.
Yes.
And then that principle touches a million things. It touches our wallet, it touches our keys, it touches the shoes in the mudroom, it touches the baby gate, it
Mm.
touches I'm getting ready to, um when we moved into this house, because I was not firm enough, this little laundry room, Natalie wanted a side-by-side washer-dryer, but it's
Mhm.
under the staircase, so, the wall's slanting down.
Right,
I was like,
right.
"Baby, we need to get you a stack unit, and then we have all this space beside it as pantry shelving I can put in more storage because you don't have a lot of kitchen cabinet space." She's like, "I don't want a stack unit, I don't want a stack unit." I was like, "Baby, this is your thing, and laundry is your responsibility. I'm not gonna force you to get a stack. I could." And she knew that, and I said, "But I'm not going to. But I am telling you again, I think you ought to get a stack unit." And here we are 5, 6 years later, and, like, 2 weeks ago, I said, "Hey, you ready for me to get you a stack unit?" She's like, "Yes, please, I'm so over." I was like, "First of all, you're getting a spanking, but also, it's my fault too because I shoulda just pressed more." Because I knew it was best for her, but I was like, I wanted to bless my girl. I don't think I went full beta Melvin,
Yeah.
but it was just like, you know what? It's not the end of the world.
You
Jocko talks
flanked,
about
right?
you think a little flanking, you don't wanna spend all the capital all the time. Jocko
Right.
talks about if your idea is 52% good and your team's idea is only 48% good, you go with your team's idea.
Mm.
You go with your team's idea. It's not like yours like, "No, it's so important." No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
4% difference. Go with your team's idea. They're gonna execute it better. They're gonna have more buy-in, like, sure. Hey, guys, because there's gonna come a day where you need to spend capital, and their team and their idea is 10% good, and yours is 90% good, and you're going, "Guys, I need you to trust me. I've explained it over and over, and
Yeah.
here's how we have to move." So I'm getting ready to do that. That's another system. I need to bring order to chaos. I gotta sell this washer and dryer on the marketplace. I gotta get a new one installed. I gotta start taking care of like, why? I just wanna bless her life. I wanna improve systems. I want us to be able to level up because we are in a place where we are more and more needing to focus on people, and I need her less worried about, like, storage of stuff in the house and more automated systems. So, it's another principle, but
Mhm.
that's why the order to chaos principle is so helpful for our brothers. Like, "I don't know where to begin." That's one of the best principles you can just ask, like, "Where's their chaos? How can I bring order to it?" You're gonna find something pretty quick that'll bless you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good, and I don't want people to miss how important it is to have intentional, like the captain's log, intentional time to do something every single day. Not something that feels like a burden, but something that feels like it really brings tremendous clarity and structure to your life. Like I can think of a week ago, I'd put something in my captain's log. I was just thinking about how I wasn't connecting as well with my boys. I'm on the way home and it just hit me. I was like, man, I miss my boys. I want to spend time with them. And like, because I had literally been so intentional about that evening, I was like, "Cool." Called my wife, told him I'm gonna take him to Lowe's and get him, like, this, builder's kit and, hammer and nails and just build something with them, and, like, they loved it, man. Was it everything I expected it to be? Of course not, because kids bring chaos, but it was awesome because I got to build something with them. They had their little toy plane and toy ship, and it all started with the intention in the morning.
Excellent. That's a great point, man. That makes me think of, like, the daddy time chart.
Yeah.
so that we can, like, systemize regular quality time with our kids, and again,
He's
sustainable. I'm not in for big ideas that are one and done, I can never do it again because it's just like, what a heavy freaking lift. Instead of like, it's got to be repeatable, sustainable. It's got to be legitimately repeatable, sustainable for a type B, not just for Mr. Box Checker, who is great at stuff like that, but for Mr. like, I don't want a box. I don't want to have to check anything. I want things to be easier, frictionless. Chris wanted me to have more friction. I rebuked him in the name of the Lord, and I want less friction.
and you'll never go to the grocery store again.
Never.
That's good. Okay, so we started to touch on the lies, and then we were like, "Hey, so what does this guy have to think? What what mistakes or misalignment exists right now for him?"
The other thing, the bro, like if he's crushing it in the workplace, but not at home, the other thing that's probably happening there is he's enjoying the glory and the credit that comes there because it's not coming at home in the same way. So again, it's easier to give yourself like, man, I'm the hero here. Like I got to come through for my patient or my client or my customer or my boss or my team. And it's like, boom, you're being cheered for, you're being celebrated, you're being rewarded by measurable benchmarks along the way. And then you come home, it's like, there isn't that. I don't have that breakthrough. So it's easy to give yourself to like, where are you getting affirmation? Where are you being honored? Where are you being respected? It's easy to gravitate towards that, double down on that and be like, that looks like a lot of work over there, and I don't even know where to begin, so I feel like I've already failed instead of, I know the rules how to win over here, and it talk about feels good to feel good. I know how to feel good over here. I know how to win. I know how to crush it. Why is it I get respect at work, but I don't get it at home? So he feels like it's easier to get glory here than it is there. The problem is
Yeah.
it's more important at home than it is at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's real. Glory at work's real, but it's just not as important. It's not as valuable.
Yes. As you were telling that story, you know who Michael Bublé is?
Singer,
Yeah,
like a
yeah, kinda
crooner
like a
kinda.
Frank Sinatra-ish
Yeah.
for modern day. So Michael Bublé tells this amazing story how he gets off this world tour. He's in front of, like, hundreds of thousands of people in concerts, and everyone wants his attention and autograph and all the things. And he goes home to visit his parents, and his mom's like, "Could you take the trash out?" And he's just like, "What?"
I'm Michael
Like,
Bublé.
of course, there was humility there, but it's true. The higher level you play, right? The more responsibility that you take at work and your job and the more praise that you get, as you mentioned, there is this sort of like, "Huh, I guess I'm just me at home." And what you're saying is, like, we shouldn't reframe that as we're just me, but no, instead, like, you're the king of this kingdom. You're the family
Mhm.
captain, so you get to own that
Yeah,
identity.
and the roles can be different and, or maybe the influence and the degree of success is different
Yeah.
in different places as well, but you can grow in the household. So,
Right.
the guy who's, like, super respected at work and honored by everybody and celebrated by everybody, and he comes home and he doesn't get that at all. Well, yeah, bro, you've earned a lot more capital here.
Mhm.
You have sown to this thing, so you have reaped to this thing. Um What's the phrase? Like, "There's 2 wolves inside of you," whatever, like, the righteous one and the sinful one.
Yeah, yeah.
Which one's gonna win the fight?
Mhm.
The one you feed.
Yeah.
So, it's like, "Oh, no, who is gonna win?" The one you feed. Or like scripture tells us, like, "Sow to the spirit instead of sowing to the flesh." So, the more we sow to the household and family culture, it grows. But
Yeah.
again, I think I'm sympathetic for bros because, again, they often get stuck on the how. But then I do correct them and say, "But that was your excuse, and that's been your excuse too long." Like, "Well, I didn't know how." I get it, but you don't get to stay there. A leader doesn't get to say that as his final excuse and then quit and give up. That's what a child does. That's what little boys do.
Yes.
We now have to elevate past it. So, yeah, you might be Michael Bublé at work, and everybody's like, "Wow, you would never touch a trash can." But at home, like, "Yeah, man, the trash has got to go out, like, stuff needs to happen around here. Like, this place functions at a different level." And, yeah, it's a kingdom that you can build. Not just so you never touch a trash can, but so that you can focus on the things that matter most. That's the priority. The priority is not, "I wanna lay in a hammock." The priority is, "I wanna bring the biggest blessing possible to the people that I love."
Yeah.
And that looks like something.
Yeah. Not to keep bringing up these celebrity stories, sorry. Hopefully it's still relevant,
Chris
but
is a big, big celebrity guy.
like,
He
yeah,
loves
I'm always watching TMZ and is that
he
what's
he's
called?
a
TMZ?
big TMZ guy. The
Yeah,
reason Chris doesn't get more work done is because of
that's right.
TMZ.
I'm just like, I love celebrities. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
all
but
of the demon worshiping pedophiles.
exactly. I do recall the late great Kobe Bryant saying something really powerful. He said that whenever he would go home after, like, a long road trip or something, he'd take a big ice bath or whatever, he's super sore, he's been through all these games, his body's beat up, mentally drained, and when his daughters would ask to go to the park, he would always say yes. Because and he said this clearly, he was like, "Because they didn't sign up for my life. They didn't sign up for the dreams and aspirations I had before them. Like, I had them, and they were born into this, but they didn't sign up for it."
That makes me respect Kobe a ton.
Yeah.
Like, all of his athletic stuff, I didn't know about, what anything else looked like in his life. I just knew
Mm.
about the athletic stuff and how
Oh,
admirable it was.
incredible.
But that's, because they talk about Mamba mentality. For those of you who
Mhm.
don't know, Cody was known as the Black Mamba,
Yes.
and his Mamba mentality was just this intensity, this dedication, this devotion, like a Jordan kind of like
Oh,
character.
yeah.
And, yeah, but he brought that to his daughters as well.
Yes.
Instead of being like, "I gotta focus on being Kobe. I gotta recover. I gotta this. I gotta this." Like, he also brought Mamba mentality to his fatherhood, it sounds like, and, like, they didn't sign up for you to be an NBA star. You brought them into this world, and they just need daddy today, and they don't care, how
Yeah.
many points you're gonna go drop tonight.
Yeah. 1000%.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
good, Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah,
What else you
so
got from TMZ, bro?
oh, geez, who else? Oh, gosh. No, but let me go back to what you said. You said it, and I don't want, guys to miss this. It's capital, isn't it, man? Like, step number 1 is, like, really auditing, it would appear, the capital I have at work and in the places where I'm winning, and then auditing the capital where I'm not. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I brought excellence and mastery wherever I have capital
Right.
and, other places I haven't. So, like, man, how do I start to build influence? Like, what does hanging my keys up and my wallet up and making a system for that have anything to do with, like, leveling up in my relationship with my wife? Bro, everything. Because it's not one thing, it's everything. Your wife's not just attracted to you sexually because you learn how to up your game and your flirtation. That's a piece of what happens, but all of it comes a point here and a point there as you build weight and gravity as a man. And she's like, "Look at this man of self mastery." Like, she's not gonna swoon whenever she's like, "Wow, a key system, a pocket system. My goodness, take me to the bedroom, mister." Just like she didn't when we washed the dishes like we were told she would, like, "I swept." Now she'll lie to you and make reels about it and say, "When a man cleans the house, it's super sexy,"
Right.
except that it's not. Does she feel loved? Good, I'm glad she feels loved, I want her to feel loved, but she won't feel aroused. That's a different thing, but what does create arousal? The whole man. This
Yes.
man who is in charge of himself, not the man who just knows how to spit game when the moment comes, but his life is in chaos. He has a life of chaos. That's the bad boy who is a moron, and an immature and wounded woman will fall for that. But a mature and godly woman wants the whole man with real weight,
Yes.
with real gravitas, with real leadership, with real integrity. Dude,
Yeah.
integrity is a part of your sexuality. When your wife knows that you're a man of integrity, like, we haven't talked about integrity as arousal,
Mhm.
but bro, integrity is amazing because integrity is undefeated.
Yeah, so
Well, I've
good.
seen it be defeated. No, well, then it wasn't integrity anymore. Like, integrity is such a solid rock to give to your wife when
Wow.
she sees, like, I know who that guy is. I know who he is. I know who he is. I know what his life is like. Steve Weatherford, a brother who I love and who I've learned so much from, he asked his wife, because they have like he travels a lot and they have like the shared GPS thing.
Mhm.
And she can see where he is. He's like, "Hey, babe, if you were to ever open your phone and see that I was at a strip club, what would you think?" And she was like, "I would think that you're there ministering to somebody."
Oh, that's amazing.
That was her answer.
That's
This is
amazing.
a guy who's committed adultery. This is a guy who has
Wow.
a past with all kinds of those things, and he has built so much capital now.
Again,
And so I was like, "Ooh, that's an incredible answer."
it's a really good
And
answer.
I don't often hear incredible answers like that. So I felt a little bit jealous.
Yeah.
So I went to Natalie and I was like, "Hey," and we don't even have like a GPS sharing app thing, but
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, if we had that
That's 'cause you don't have
and
an
I was in
iPhone,
some
but go
other
ahead.
city and you saw that I was at a strip club, what would you think?" And she was like, "I'd probably, like, be freaked out for a second, and then I'd probably be like, 'He's probably there ministering in some way,
No,
shape, or
she
form.'"
didn't.
And
Really?
I was like,
What?
"Cool." cool. She said she'd freak out. She did say
That's
she'd freak out first, so I did not get the full Steve Weatherford, so I don't have that much capital. I haven't proven
that
that
is
much
funny.
trust and integrity, but I wanna get to
Mm,
that place where she's like, "Your husband's at a strip club." I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, well, he's ministering to some guy or whatever," like, I know that man fears God, I know he walks with Jesus, and not to say that any man can't fall, but again, it's what our wives believe
Yeah.
about us, and not because we've deceived them well,
Yeah.
because we live with them day in and day out. So, integrity is powerful, man. Like, that's
Mm,
an incredible gift, back to our point of, like, little systems, what does that got to do with anything?
100%.
It's building you as a man, brother. You're
Mhm.
strengthening you. What's that one bicep workout? Nothing. But you add it up over the years with your squats and, with the shoulder press, and you're like, it's a point you're in a point there, and then next thing you know, you are yoked. And
Yeah.
it's like, "Man, where'd that come from?" Like, "Well, I just got good genetics." You
That's
know, like,
right. That's right.
that's what others would say,
That's right.
instead of like, "No, man, just built it one workout at a time. And brothers, you
Yeah.
can do it."
Yeah. Yeah, well, so Steve's wife, your wife, I should ask my wife. We'll see if this D player can hang, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Bro, this is the test, man. Like, yeah,
This is the
guys
test. I'll ask her.
guys, go ask that question.
This is good. I like
That's a
that.
good one.
I like that. Okay, JM, this has been really good, man. Obviously, these higher level dudes were crushing it at work. Look, maybe they're like, I'm feeling exposed at some level. I am seeing some blind spots. And so, listen, man, if you are feeling like, okay, I am winning at work, I am not winning at home. In fact, I may be improvising. Book an assessment call with our team, guys. Just check the description below. You'll find all the information there, and they'll help you identify where you're leading intentionally and then where you might still be improvising.
Yeah. Brothers, you're built for this. Like, God designed you to rule well. The reason you're doing it at work is because 'cause you're walking in his design for you. Congratulations and well done in that area. Now the question is, like, you're built for it, you're capable of it, obviously, already. Every man is, by the way, even if you haven't done well in the workplace yet, you're still capable of it there as well. The question is, though, for you who have already accomplished it there, will you also work at it in marriage, in fatherhood, in family culture? That's what we leave you with. The challenge, the question, will you do something about it? You're well able. You're built to come through. You're built to succeed. You're built to rule well. Will you start to do so in the household?
That lands, my man. Until next time.
Go captain your ship. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Family Captain Podcast. Now go take some action and serve by leading well. Also subscribe, leave a review so more men can find the podcast and be helped. And if you're ready to take your growth to the next level and you'd like more support, check out thefamilycaptain.com for our resources that'll help you accelerate your journey. And until next time, go captain your ship.